During the last 2 decades, working with our clients in projects and in transformation journey, we learned that we need to stretch and grow the leaders and individuals before we could stretch and transform the organizations. We learned that it is really more than just giving them additional tools or skill set. It is also about supporting them to develop their capacity so that they can make sense of the heightened complexities and the polarities.
If vertical development has taught me anything, is that we're all learners, and the better you get at not knowing, the more you grow and the faster you grow. So hopefully I can invite all of us into not knowing together in a meaningful way. I came into coaching because of the same frustration that later brought me to vertical development, that people don't really seem to apply what they know theoretically. So we might know how to delegate. We might know how to give constructive feedback. Why is it so hard? We know, we read the books, we have all the best intentions, and then we find ourselves doing these behaviors that make absolutely no sense and we're not proud of. So this gap between the knowing and the doing has always fascinated me throughout my career, and I think has driven everything that I've done. Vertical development is not a new field. Everybody expects children to transform, especially in the early years, in spectacular ways, really. But it was believed that this type of psychological transformation actually ends when we reach adulthood. And now we know that's not the case. It actually continues, and we continue to grow on the inside way after we stopped growing on the outside. In the last few years, this topic, which was relegated to the fringes of developmental psychology, has come into the mainstream and into the focus of organizations, HR leaders, businesses, coaches. We are seeing the limits of what we can teach in terms of skills in organizations. So this question of, can you create some kind of internal growth where actually people become more able to apply the knowledge that they hold, has become way more relevant. Horizontal development is the classical type of learning where you put more information in the current mindset that you've got. If the mind was a cup, horizontal development is you pouring water into that cup. You learn new things, you learn new skills, new information, you fill up the cup. But what do you do when you reach the limits of your cup? Something has got to give. And this is when we reach the limits of the education system. We pour information into students' minds, but are they able to embody what they're learning? Are our leaders able to embody what they're learning? This is where vertical comes in. So if horizontal is about what we know, vertical is about how we know. I think human development is very much like piano playing. If you play just one octave on your piano, be it a high or a low octave, your music is going to be just as limited. But if you're able to play your whole piano, love your piano, know your piano, that's where magic happens. We actually need both. You need knowledge, but you also need maturity. You need wisdom to be able to apply your knowledge. And I would argue that wisdom belongs in the vertical development space, whereas knowledge belongs in the horizontal. From a learning designer or coach perspective, it's fascinating to work at the intersection of those two. Beyond childhood, human beings continue to develop their inner complexity, cognitive, but also emotional, social, interpersonal, in predictable stages. Each subsequent stage builds on and integrates the one before. This is a map, and the map is never the territory. No mental map will ever capture the complexity and the messiness of human growth. So take the map, holding it lightly. How do we foster growth that truly encompasses and integrates the right stage at the right time in the right way? So people actually become capable to play the right octave on their piano when it's needed, rather than compulsively go into a mindset and a behavior just because it feels safe, or reactively going to an old pattern just because we've done it so many times before. When we do grow through these stages and we're able to play more of our piano, we become more self-aware. We're capable to pay attention to ourselves, other people, and the system we're in, all at the same time. We become more mentally complex, so we are able to see multiple opportunities and connect the dots in more intricate ways. When we are in leadership positions, we lead with others rather than imposing our power onto others. So we have less need to be in control and hold the power as we grow. So these are some of the things you can expect to see as you support other people and yourself in growing in this way. there is only so much we can learn from the theory, but so much you can learn from experimenting. So hopefully you'll experiment with some of the tools we shared today and play and maybe share with us back what you're learning.